Hi everybody, welcome to Steinbach, Manitoba. My name is Janine Friesen, and today I'm going to be making a dessert for the Real Women of Philadelphia contest. I love desserts. This is just totally up my alley. I'm very excited to be featuring Philadelphia cream cheese today, and we are going to be making creamy, dreamy lime coconut tarts with a cashew crust, gluten-free, delicious. Oh, us poor celiacs, huh? Why don't you guys stick with me today and we'll cook our way through it. We're going to be making individual sized desserts. For the crust, we're not going to be using any cookies or anything like that for the crust. We're actually going to be making a nut crust out of cashews and sugar, coconut, and a pinch of salt and melted margarine. I've put the 2 cups of cashews in here, as well as a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of coconut flakes, and a pinch of salt. And I've run my food processor to make them into a fine meal. Now I have to add a 1/4 cup of melted margarine, and then we will press the crumbs into the tarts, and these will bake for 10 to 15 minutes in a 350-degree oven. Our nuts have come together really well. It's a nice pliable dough now that we can use, and this makes a great low-carb and gluten-free crust. We're going to divide this dough between the tart shells. And we'll just take our fingers and get in there and just press the crumbs along the bottom and up the sides of the tart shells. These are 4-inch tart shells with a removable bottom. There's our 4 tarts, the shells made. We're going to put these on a parchment lined baking sheet just in case it leaks through the removable bottom. We're going to put them on there. We're going to bake them in our preheated 350-degree oven for 10 to 15 minutes. You want to keep your eye on them. Once they start turning a golden brown, you want to take them out. You don't want them too dark because they don't have to be black to taste burnt. While our tart shells are baking, we're going to start on the creamy lime curd that's going to go inside our tart shells. We're going to put it all in the food processor and then cook it up from there. We have 1.5 cups of sugar, a pinch of salt, 1/2 cup of lime juice, and we're going to put in just about all of the zest from 1 lime. I'm going to leave about 1.5 teaspoons to use as garnish later. We're going to take the lid on, and here we go. Now that we have our sugar and our lime zest and our lime juice all mixed up, we're going to start adding in the eggs one at a time. I'm just going to do it through the top while the machine's running. Alright, we're ready to cook up our curd now. Take and remove this from your food processor, put it into a medium-sized saucepan. And we're going to put this on medium heat. It'll need to cook for about 10 minutes or so until it thickens up, until the eggs thicken the juice up. And until then, we're going to keep stirring it and keep an eye on our tart shells because we don't want them to burn. You're going to want to keep stirring your lime curd that you're cooking so that you do not accidentally end up with scrambled eggs in your curd. I just took my tart shells out of the oven. They have a nice golden brown happening around the outside of them, and they puffed up a little bit in the middle, so I'm just going to take a spoon and just push it down a little bit to make sure that I have room for my lime curd filling. I'm going to take these tart shells now and I'm going to put them in the fridge to help them cool off a little quicker. As you can see, the lime curd has really thickened up, and it only took maybe 7 or 8 minutes on medium-high heat with stirring constantly. Now here is where the creamy part comes in. We're going to add I took a 1/2 cup of cream cheese and cut it up into little pieces so that it'll mix in faster. We're going to mix a couple pieces at a time. and stir until it's melted in. Here's our lime curd now, our creamy, cheesy lime curd. After being cooked up, I added the cream cheese and kept stirring it until it melted in. Now it's a beautiful creamy consistency. This is going to go into our tart shells. We're going to put these filled tarts in the fridge now. We're going to let them chill for half an hour. Alright, after half an hour in the fridge, our tarts are cool enough to release them from the tart shell. That's the tricky part. There's also the little metal plate underneath here, which would be nice if we could get that off too. There we go. Place our tart on a serving dish. I decided to top it with some whipped cream. I took some whipping cream, half a cup, and whipped it up with 2 tablespoons of sugar and about a 1/4 teaspoon of coconut extract. So we have coconut flavored whipped cream. We're going to put on a dollop of whipped cream. And here's a little bit of lime zest that we saved from earlier on. As well as some toasted coconut. I toasted this before, after our tart shells were done. It took 10 minutes in the oven at 350. You got beautifully toasted coconut. I'm really glad you guys stopped by today and that we were able to make our creamy, dreamy lime and coconut tarts today. I wish you could join me. Thanks. See you guys next time. Beautiful. Wow. Really good. Give it a try. Bye.